public speaking like that. I do not like to talk. So bear with me. All right. So to kick it off this morning, we have the wonderful McLean Donnelly. Just a little background. He's a UX design program director and a professor of design at the University of Minnesota. Previously, McLean held UX design leadership positions at Shutterstock, Shopify, and Expedia. His work is won Webbby, excuse me. Webbby and UX Design Social Impact Design Award. But yeah, let's welcome McLean Donnelly.
You did so good. We all good, everybody?
Yes, I'm just going to stop the share here.
Oh, yeah. So I can
go. And then we'll just get you
up. There we go. You did so good.
And then just want to be... Oh, great. There you go. All right.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Real quick, Krista, come back. You're not done yet. Honestly, Krista is just an absolute champion of empathy. Really. So thank you for everything. I really appreciate it. All right. I'll talk a little bit about AI, share a few thoughts, and then open for a dialogue. We can talk about AI, design education, our favorite Netflix shows, whatever top of mind for folks here today. Where am I coming from in this conversation? So this past fall, I accepted a full-time faculty position at the University of Minnesota. I'm the first ever full-time UX design professor at the U, which is very fun. Very fun. It's great to be on campus, and it's amazing to get paid to learn. That's for sure. So I teach courses in UX design, and then some advanced studios for kind of junior seniors ready to hit industry. This is fun. Myself and a kind of coalition of the willing have been really working hard to advance UX design at the University of Minnesota. And this stuff, I found this out last week, so I thought this would be a good time to announce this. Next year at the University of Minnesota, we are going to be offering a major of UX design. Which is, I won't tell you, getting a new degree through about like passing legislation or something like that. I'm so proud of the degree. It's a 4-year degree. It's a bachelor's of science in UX design. If you look around the Midwest, only one other 4-year university offers a bachelor's degree in UX, and that's at the University of Michigan, which is a great school, but a tough school to get into. And so I'm so excited for folks in Minnesota, across the Midwest, who are going to have access to this amazing, amazing curriculum. I'll have some resources. We need industry to help us with this. I'll share some resources and ways to get involved towards the end of the presentation. So exciting news there. All right, let's get into it. Look, I would say first thing about me, I am not a visionary. I am not a futurist. I am a UX pragmatist in every sense of the word. As I have started to dig in and teach AI, first things first, like I don't want to start in science fiction movies. That's not what, when I want to start, I'm like market research, what is happening right now in market with AI. So here's a few kind of companies that I think are doing some really interesting, innovative work in AI. This is a company called eHang. They're based out of Hong Kong. You will see the passenger up there is not a pilot. They're actually, it's a tourism kind of play, but she has never flown a helicopter in her life. She hops in the helicopter gets itself up in the air. It does a loop around Hong Kong, comes back. The AI generates its navigation systems, the propellers of the drones. It has programming to know if birds are coming. There is human oversight, so there's kind of a drone pilot on site, but this is in market today. This seems futuristic, but this is in market today. And a bunch of you are like, I will never, ever get in one of those things. People said the same thing about automobiles. We went from horses to automobiles. They said, we will never, ever do that. I think, I'll be honest, I think most of us will have to do one of these in our lifetime. I really do. When you look at the cost benefits and actual safety, it's there. And this is a publicly traded company. Okay, this is a publicly traded company, so they have the same regulation as a lot of other folks. I will say their stock is up 160% this year. PricewaterhouseCoopers did a study, and they looked at CEOs across Fortune 500 all the way to startups, and 72% said that AI will be the business advantage of the future. I think we're going to see industries thrive and crumble, and it will be a little adapt or die, that's for sure. A few other interesting spots for AI. This is Lilly. This is the world's kind of largest drug research pharmaceutical maker. This is their newest lab. What do we notice about this lab? There are no humans in this lab. So they call these robot scientists. These robot scientists honestly are great employees. They show up on time every day. They don't take breaks. They don't take holidays. They don't quite know kind of what the ratio is of human to robot scientists. One person said it's way more than 500. So it's 500 humans to equal one of these robot scientists. It's actually far larger than that. So it's pretty actually heady and exciting to see what is going to happen in the healthcare space. We'll talk about it. But even if you look at Eli Lilly, for a lot of reasons, but a company that is investing in AI heavily, their stock's up just over 75% this year as well. McKinsey Consulting looked at AI and what its impact could be even on healthcare. Healthcare is a leaky bucket of cost, and AI can really shore up those costs. And it's not just reduction of cost, but think about kind of patient outcomes. People are going to get a lot healthier sooner, which is very exciting. But y'all, AI doesn't have to be big and scary either. Look at this cute little thing. It's a Spider-Man toy, so it uses AI for some voice recognition. So the toy learns the kid's name, and then they go on little adventures together fighting crime. I teach AI, and I'll show some student work in a minute, but it's really wonderful what AI design can look like. It unlocks a world of opportunity. It's beautiful and creative, and it's really fun. It's really exciting. My students, it's so joyful to see what they come up with it. So it'll be fun to show some of that work in a minute. Let's just have a shared definition of AI. I would say it's technology that can learn on its own. That's how I would that's how I explain it to my mom, at least. But okay, so we'll think of AI like a student. I'll teach AI to 2 + 2 = 4. 4 + 4 = 8. 8 + 8 = 16. And the AI is going to say, wow, that's so interesting. I love what you're telling me. And I'll be like, okay, AI, I'll come back in a little bit and see where you're at. And I'll come back in an hour, and AI will be doing calculus. That's how quickly I stop at long division. But in an hour, it'll be doing calculus. It'll be the best calculus student in the world. And it will also say, you know what? I heard about this thing called quantum physics. I'm learning about that. That is how fast this program can learn and teach itself and learn on its own. So that's kind of our working definition for today. This is, it just so happened that there's kind of 4 C's. But when I'm looking at fads or trends in design or technology or whatever, I also like to look kind of what's the tailwinds, what's under the hood that's kind of the infrastructure, the building blocks that's kind of holding this technology together. And real quick, I guess I am bullish on AI just because of all the good infrastructure around it. I'll go through this quickly, but it's chips, computing, the cloud, and ChatGPT. That's what's really caused this just spark over the last 8 to 10 months. Briefly, chips. So chips are like the brain and nervous system of any electronic device. You kind of put it in there and it kind of routes what it's supposed to be doing. If you look at chips that are even 10 years old, they're kind of really big and clunky and dusty. And they, it looks like early kind of electronics in a way. The big difference now is we have these beautiful specialized chips that are about the size of a quarter. And they are very portable, flexible. They can go in medical devices. They can go in toasters. They can go in refrigerators and cars. So these chips really allow for AI to be in a multitude of devices. And it's not quite it, but think of it almost like Bluetooth. It's going to be so portable as to what kind of machine device, how machines can talk to each other. So AI is going to be incredibly portable just because of kind of these chips within themselves. The cloud, we've had kind of booms of technology before, but we haven't had like the data infrastructure to even kind of support all the load. So that's the other big thing is like the cloud is now in place. AI requires a lot of data, a lot of processing, a lot of storage. We have the cloud now. So I think that's the other thing that's going to allow AI to thrive. There's out of the box services. So companies don't have to hire a bunch of engineers to build algorithms, which is really good. And it's a pay as you go model. So the business model really fits with AI. So the infrastructure piece is there. Computing, this is tricky. Quantum computing, what's a good way to think about it? You know, when you go on like Instagram or TikTok and it's just scary how like precise the content is that they're feeding up to you. That's quantum computing in a nutshell. And I would say quantum computing is AI that creates its own AI. It's like me telling it, hey, 1 + 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna learn calculus, algebra. And it goes on its own and uses all these different kind of data points and patterns to come up with recommendations. So quantum computing is not zeros and ones. It's very, very complex. But that's what's creating kind of the scariness of these algorithms that we're seeing. And lastly, ChatGPT. I don't know if we'll be using ChatGPT like we do in 5 years. Who knows? But it was the fastest platform in history to gain 100 million active users. And why? I think we all know this right away. It's conversational, whether it's creative or helping you write an email or a rubric for a professor or something like that. And so, but it was really the first time that consumers ever got this AI technology in their hands. I think that was really the first time that we saw it in mass. And how did we respond, right? Fastest platform in history. So I think that just shows that as we continue to give consumers and users power of AI, we're going to keep seeing pretty exciting experiences. So I do think it's going to revolutionize the way we communicate with computers, devices, and each other. I just profoundly do. And I came in as a skeptic. Think about your own company. Think about where you work today. I would just ask you to have some imagination about AI, truly. Healthcare, diagnosing diseases. AI can diagnose breast cancer faster, help predict it. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. My students laugh at me when I say this, but like one of those robot scientists is probably going to cure AIDS. Really, it's way more realistic that that's going to happen than a human. Like we're going to wake up in the next 5 years and one of those robot scientists will probably win the Nobel Prize. I know it sounds crazy, but like that's the power of this technology. Energy, smart grid management, solar expansion, that's exciting what this is going to do for Mother Earth. Finance, AI, it can be a AI advisor, algorithmic trading. I think it's going to democratize finance. Legal, do we have any lawyers in here? Good. Oh, sorry. Okay, I have some bad news for lawyers. I think AI is absolutely going to disrupt the legal world, and I think that is a welcome change. Right now, to get your LLC business or docs together, it's like $3,000. AI can do that for $9.99. For real. You want to put your will together, things like that. That's $5,000. AI can do that for $9.99. I think it's really exciting what AI can do to disrupt the legal world. Sorry, lawyers. Education. I'm so excited for what AI can do for our students. I'm so excited. When I think of tutoring is so inaccessible. 99.9% people can't pay for tutors. AI tutors are cheap. They're low cost. They're effective. They can teach kids Spanish, math, music, UX design. They can have personalized learning plans. It's going to be amazing what this technology can do for education for our students. I'm very excited. And e-commerce, robotics. And then I would say chat and voice-based experiences are going to be kind of the next wave of AI. And so you're all like, McLean, that's really cool. I get it. But how do I do it? How do I kind of design with AI? How should I be thinking about it? This is kind of my solar system of how I kind of approach AI design. I think there's 3 components. You got to know the technology a little bit, like what tech are you working with? I think that's really important. It's really about content. It's a content play. It's really goes back to kind of classic information architecture. And there are some things about interaction design because it's voice, touch, geospatial. There's a lot of different types of interaction. So I guess this would be like my AI design super, solar system. Real quick, just on the tech, and I've got some lead line resources, but the technology that I think folks need to learn, designers need to learn, there's three. You don't have to be an expert. You just got to know what the tech does. Computer vision. So if you look to the right, like that is what it looks like if like a Tesla or computer vision is kind of looking at a street or something like that. It identifies the dog, the street lights, the signs, things like that. So computer vision is how kind of computers interpret the real world. You got to know the basics of that just to understand what AI can do for kind of what's around you spatially. Machine learning, think algorithms, like how is your machine going to learn? How are you going to train it to learn? What should it be learning? There's just good fundamentals there, machine learning. And natural language processing is really, think of like voice-based experiences. So NLPs allow you to the computer to kind of comprehend, process, and spit back out language for conversational experiences. A couple more. If we look at content, the biggest thing you got to think about with AI is like, where are you going to source the data? So say you need AI to do like call center stuff, right? Like AI can answer calls and help route things and good stuff like that. Where's that data going to come from? Are you going to have it listen to calls? Well, which calls? The good ones, the bad ones, things like that. And you can get content from the Library of Congress. You can get it from Reddit. You can get Wikipedia. But you got to be really thoughtful about where kind of its knowledge is coming from, which is a really fun and interesting kind of play. For most kind of AI, especially kind of voice or other things, you got to have a chat script. You got to give it a basic dialogue to start, which is good. It's kind of classic UX writing, which is fun. And then the big one is decision trees. You got to kind of help the AI know which direction to think in, which direction to kind of go in. So decision trees are very important there. And then lastly, what I would say, like interaction design, voice, obviously, we're going to see a bunch of voice experiences, especially in automotive and things like that. Touch, there's going to be, screens on our toasters, things like that. And then what we've seen, Apple Pro and Oculus and all the kind of headwear markets is what is called geospatial design. So it's designing these sorts of interfaces that can sit against a physical environment. This is the new wave of design, geospatial. It's really exciting. One of my classes is doing a bunch of fun work in it right now. So geospatial is really fun, but it's a little different than kind of UI design, I would say. It's linear to do AI design. There's technology first, content interaction, then AI. So it's the same kind of methodology. It's just a touch different from kind of traditional UX. Okay, so I'll give you an example of some work. So I'm teaching a studio course for juniors right now, and it's like a design innovation class. And one of my students was just so upset because when T Swift was in town, she didn't get the tickets. And I was like, well, let's use this. She's like, those bots, I hate those bots. And so, let's use this. Let's kind of lean into AI. Maybe we can, fight the bot with the bot or something like that. So we started here. Okay, so I'll get into the work, but this is what they made. They created an AI bot called Rody for Ticketmaster. And so the bot does a lot of great things. It's defensive in that it fights the other bots from getting into Ticketmaster, which is great. But then it provides, once in a lifetime customer experience as well, where the user can pick the music artists of their choice, and the music artist walks them through purchasing a ticket, finding a hotel, thinking of merchandise, good stuff like that. So it's actually a really fun, creative experience. Let me see what we got here. So this is where they start. So the user comes into Ticketmaster, and then they want to go see like a Drake show. So they pick their personal assistant. So Drake helps them walk them through. And so we recorded Drake's voice via AI. So Drake actually, it's like, hey, we're blessed. We got tickets. So Drake walks them around the arena and helps them find which which seat to sit in. Drake helps them plan their hotels. I like, this is silly, but honestly, Ticketmaster will be doing this for sure. This is super fun. And that's why I love working with my Gen Z students. Like, they break convention, and this is how they think about using AI. And this is an awesome customer experience. I love it. But at its roots, like, we still have to do really good kind of UX. We did a decision tree so that Drake knew kind of where to lead the user, what the decision trees were. So still like very good kind of information architecture there. We had to write a script so that Drake had kind of a baseline to work off of. So it's still good, like kind of content practitioner work. We had to put some kind of lightweight UI. We pulled on it and turned it into Drake and all fun stuff like that. And then we packaged it up like anything else. It was great. The student showed this work. She got a cool internship. It was somewhere fun. It was like Marriott. And she showed this, and they're like, cool, we need Gen Z customer experiences. So that's the kind of work. I mean, that's why I'm saying like AI is so creative. It's this whole new world. So lean in, folks. You're starting to see these jobs hit. Like, okay, this is Lowe's. I wouldn't say like a tech pioneer, but Lowe's is hiring a conversational voice UX designer, which is functionally like the front wave of AI design. You're going to see a bunch of these. You're going to see a bunch of these jobs: strategists, AI design, voice design. There is like a whole new market opening up. Jump in, folks. I think if I were in like a UX practitioner role, I for sure would be side skilling and upskilling in AI. Someone that the company's got to be the expert. And like, we worked real hard to get that seat at the table, right? It's a high chair sometimes, but we got a seat at the table now. But lean in, be the expert, get a certification. If some senior UX designer came to me when I was the director at Shopify, I was like, hey, McLean, I took this certification in AI, and I know I've got this really exciting idea how I could use AI to help improve our customer experience or lower our costs. I'd be like, congrats, you are now the lead AI designer on the team, and here's your promotion. Like, y'all jump in and take this thing. It's when the internet started, UX didn't exist. So we just inherited, I love engineers, but we just inherited what engineers gave us, right? We are here now. We can shape these experiences. And some people are going to use these experiences for some really, really bad things. I mean, some people are going to use these to create beautiful, amazing things that are going to change our lives. And so I would say jump in and be the expert, get the cert, go for it. My second to last thought today is I don't like the term artificial intelligence. I don't think it's fair or accurate. I think it's assistive intelligence. It truly is. It's a cousin of assistive design. It's designed to support human decision making. It helps us make good decisions, and it does enhance human capabilities. So I would say, if you think about it, think of it almost like assistive technology. It's assistive intelligence. It's there for us. It's very accessible technology. It's hands-free. It's voice. It works across languages, demographics. It's so much more accessible than the technology we work with today. So lean into that. A couple fun follows and things. The U of M College of Design is amazing. It's an amazing place. I would say give us a follow on Instagram. We always have volunteer opportunities, speakers, great events, volunteer, get involved. This is the U of M College of Design. We need folks to get involved. So I would say give us a follow on Insta. I think that's a great way to get involved. We'll have some cool stuff about our UX degree coming out soon. I'll share, these slides will be available, but I do have like a little starter kit for AI. This is kind of what I had to do. I'll share this with you all. I'll give you the link, but this is kind of at least what my students had to do too. So there you go. Okay. Yeah. So if you go to my website, I'm not trying to plug my website, but I thought this was the best way to do it. If you go to my website, McLeandDonnelly.com, you can just download the slides. So it's all there for you. You just hit AI slides at the top, download it. It's there. So McLeandDonnelly.com. And our last resource, I would say, use me. I'm here. I'm in the Twin Cities. LinkedIn is a great way to stay in touch, connect with me, good stuff like that. You all, I I think we got a few questions, just one or two, and then we'll keep going. But thank you so much for hearing me out. I appreciate it. And how about any questions? Any questions? Come on, kick them my way. There we go.
Virtual. People walk. Right. As long as it is possible, it's so that you post and things that can fall in our whole previous book and right. Like price of videos. Why is it free of simply similar to personal fire? But feeling. So if you don't know that intended is a friend, I would lost. Well, the federal I'm saying this focus inside must have a big input. I don't think it's possible. So how does our business ourselves expect to do? Feeling valuable and stick.
I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't have.
Well, that I know that
And it was there was an AI robot that was tasked with doing, it was almost like kind of warehouse responsibilities, and it did it for 18 minutes, and it's kind of grim, but it committed like self shutdown. So I mean, and you see, you have a human reaction to this technology, no doubt. So we have feelings. I don't know if it does, but I would say that doesn't mean it can't do good. Like an AI can help someone with like an eating disorder. An AI can help someone in a tough mental spot. An AI can help kids learn Spanish. So, I think that's something that we're going to have to think about, is kind of the connection. I don't know if we'll see like an AI Bill of Rights, but it's good to still, it's still good to be human. That's for sure. Okay. I saw another question. Yeah. Good. Cool. Exactly. Yep.
Well, I did not see that. And
Yeah.
what AI
That's a very good question. I honestly go back when I teach so it's an innovation course, but everyone's kind of doing an AI project. We just start out with like ethics, whether it's the Hippocratic oath of do no harm, whether it's the oath nurses take, whether it's the oath that so that's where we started, was just at least grounded in ethics. I'm not too worried about how UX designers are going to use this. I think we're very empathetic and ethical people, but what keeps me up at night with AI is cybersecurity. I think we'll see some sort of kind of catastrophic hack event for sure. We're already kind of seeing it. That's terrifying. I don't know about jobs. I think when we saw the internet, everyone said, "Oh, the internet's going to take people's jobs," and I'm like, "What? It kind of created whole new economies and markets, and on the whole, there are way more jobs created than lost." I'm a Minnesotan, so I'm an optimist, but I think there, sure, some warehousing, robotics for sure, but I do think on a whole, new markets will be created, and that will, create more jobs, just like the internet did, because it's kind of an internet 2.0. We have one more question. Sorry, jump in, yeah.
Both for US in the area.
Yeah.
Designers, for example, be a representative of some future user that might end up having to negative use. What role could the US play capable of deciding how companies, for example, should use?
A good and important question. I would say if it's not us, who's going to do that? Legal, marketing, product, engineering, human resources. So I think it's up to us, because at the end of the day, we represent the people using these products and services. And I think we're just finding if you don't treat your customers responsibly, they won't be your customers for very long. So I do think it's good business, but if it's not up to us, then who? And just find your spots, pick your spots, whether it's accessibility, inclusive research practices, whatever it might be. But a culture of ethics is really what, we'd like to foster. So hopefully that helps. All right, y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm at time. Thank you.